Hello humans, my name's Simperfect, and this is The Sims 4. Now, I've been really cheered by the response I got from the last video, the sim creation video where we made Ash and we made Van. Using this new idea of gender being fluid within The Sims, we don't have to have any more of these binary genders. So I thought, well, maybe let's do a bit of a let's play with these two characters. But obviously they're going to need somewhere to live, so this video is just going to be a let's build of their house. The idea I've had for this is that we want, obviously, for the house to be relatively gender neutral. It's going to be quite modern. It's going to be a bungalow, so one floor, nice and cheap. I want it to be a proper starter home, so it can only be up to 22,000 simoleons, because that's how much these two Sims are going to have in the kitty to buy a house. Now it probably means that we can't go all the way to 22,000 because actually then they'll have nothing to live with. So we'll see. This is actually the second time I'm recording this video, so I do have a good idea of what I'm going to build, but it's been a while since I tried last time. Basically the sound didn't work. So yeah, it's still going to be a bit of an exploration. Also in the meantime, I've downloaded the kids room stuff. I don't know how much that's going to affect these two adult Sims, and also I've finally got around to buying the dining out expansion, so we'll have to have a see if we've got any new stuff to play with. But in the meantime, let's build something that looks a bit like what we'll want in the end. My idea for this is that we're going to have, as I say, modern. It's going to be a little bit like a I've called it, I think you can see here, the post-industrial factory. Now what does that mean? It means a lot and it means nothing at the same time. I'm kind of imagining it's a factory for creative ideas. They're both quite creative Sims, so I think it suits them well. Post-industrial in that we're no longer in the industrial age. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and that's 5. Should we try 6? Is that going to be too big? So these are the bedrooms, I'm thinking. Yeah, so post-industrial is like what happens once we no longer make things and information and ideas start to be the thing that we buy and sell. And I think these two Sims both definitely partake in that. I wonder if that's actually going to be too big. Let's just get a bed in. When I say too big, obviously, you know, not in the grand scheme of things. I'm not the kind of person who builds massive mansions because it just drags you down, and especially when you start playing it, it stops being fun. Let's have a look. Oh, off center. Wow, off center. There it is. I think that's going to be the right size. Then we can have some stuff in the other bit. Yeah, let's go with that. Sorted. Okay. So those are going to be the two bedrooms. Then I'm thinking a big open plan living space. Is that enough? Let's try one more. And then here I'm going to build a chimney. Chimney of sorts. Okay. What else do we need? Doobie-doobie-doo. We're going to need a bathroom, which I'm going to build here. Let's have some interest, because it's a bit blocky at the moment. I'm going to... Should we try that? Yeah? Yes, no? Let's try it for now. We can always change it. Okay, in terms of roofs, I've been playing around with this, and I quite like... Ooh, let's bring that down now. Whoop. Okay, so we've got a roof like that, but then we can curve it using this ball. Curve it all the way. And then I'm going to paint it, well, not paint it, but let's say it's made out of metal and kind of copper. Wow, shiny. Yeah. Is that the best colour? What does this colour look like? Maybe, we'll see. Let's go for copper for now, because it's a bit more colourful. Right, need to make another one of those. Can I do this? Drywall, sheet metal roof, nope. Right, I'm going to have to build my own. Sorry for the kind of stream of consciousness. Now, the trick is going to be trying to make it exactly the same height. Is that right? They do have notches. There you go, that's definitely not right. That is, I'm fairly sure, the one that we want. And then I'm going to paint it. Roof patterns. Coppery. Lovely. Okay. I'm then going to have a bit of a trim around the rest of the roof. You'll see what it looks like. One thing I feel, my kind of philosophy when I'm playing The Sims, or building things in The Sims, is that I want my buildings to actually look like they're made of something. What do we think? Do we want the trim there or there? You'll see what I mean in a sec. Yes, okay, we're gonna go with that. Are we? Ooh, decisions. Wow, who knew that kind of building would take so much time? It's just the thinking through of everything. Or at least when I do it. It's the second guessing yourself and feeling terrible about your choice. Right, I'm gonna make this... Oh, how big? That big? Yeah. And then on top, we'll do another one of these. Right. So, yes, what I mean about making it look as if it's made of something. Ooh, new things. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Hipstery. Have we got a white one? Yeah. That is so going to be used. Not for the outside, however. For the outside, there's a kind of dry stone wall, which I love. Bit expensive for that bit. I'm going to say yes. This bit. The roof. Not that bit. Yep. Ooh, what's going on there? Get rid of that. Sell. Just have to repaint it. And then the inside as well. Oh, inside of there. Great. Okay, so I'm imagining like some kind of croft, like an actual factory was about that size. Kind of when it was watermill next to this canal. Let's get some more light on the situation. Oh, yes. So then it's been kind of modernised and redone. Plenty of this happens in Britain, and then you get quite a trendy, refurbished factory. So I'm looking for pane glass, just like sheet glass. This one, I think. But we could go again for copper. Starting to look a bit Eldorado. Should I try grey instead? Or black? Or white? Grey. Doo-doo. Bop, bop. Am I going to get a good door? See what doors we've got. Oh, new ones. Oh, that's nice. Double. Would like a double door. Well, with the magic of The Sims 4, we can do exactly that. If I pick this up and place it there. Bop. Bop. This is great because you could never do this in The Sims 3. This is one bit where The Sims 4 does beat Sims 3. I know the open worldness was a bit of a disappointment, or the lack of open worldness in Sims 4. Interesting. Okay, but now I've got this overhang. So what we could do is be slightly more clever. Now I'm going completely off-piste. This is like improvising as I go along. One, two, 1, 2. Oh, 1. Okay, I'm thinking that. Then we had the half. Ooh, these are new. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Wow! That makes me so happy. I think we're gonna have that. We'll see. One sec. Let's getting ahead of ourselves there. Okay, so I can get rid of that room. Lovely. There it is. Let's move this to here. Oh, wow. Nope. Is that right? Nearly. Ah. Now I'm being thick. There it is. Okay. Let's paint the inside of this as well. Page up. Fine. Page down. Paint. I think it's quite important to paint this inside as well. This is what I mean about the making it look as if it's actually made of something. This wall is actually there because it's on both sides. It's the same drywall thing, as if it's actually drywall rather than just a coating. Okay, then the rest of the building is just going to be kind of plain. We want quite a neutral colour, but just off-white, I reckon. What's this? Is this right? Yeah. Has that worked? Great. And then similarly, let's paint the insides. For now, I think the bedrooms might end up a different colour. Right, now, bathroom. This has ended up being a different shape than I had before, so I've not prepared my idea. Because we're going to also want a kitchen, probably in this kind of area, but obviously we need to separate the bathroom and the kitchen. Shower, bath, sink, toilet, bit more space. Or we could use this as a kitchen and find a different space for the bathroom, or have one each. Can we afford that? How are we doing for money? Got another 15 grand to go. And we're not even putting all the windows. There's quite a lot of windows in this build. Okay. So if I just draw that line like that. Bit dull. Could also bring it out. What do we think? Or diagonal? I quite like that. It's probably more space than you literally need. But I like how it just corners off the room. Okay, and then this wall, we're going to pretend is built out of something else. What about this? Okay, it's one choice. What about this hipster drywall? doesn't look great. I think it's too busy compared to the dry stone wall. Yes, don't like that. What's this? Okay, so we're gonna go with, I think, these blocks. There and there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, what I'm going to do is just put a load of windows in, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so this is what I've gone for so far. I've just put all the bits of trim in. I've done things like paint the floor out here. I thought it would be cheaper. I've put these nice new tiles down at the top, and also that's what... Oh, no. I thought we put those somewhere else. No, we didn't. We have these slate tiles down here. What I've had to be really careful with is how busy the patterns are inside here to go with the already quite busy dry stone wall. So the slates are quite kind of pure and clean, as with this kind of highlight wall. Not much else to say, really. Put the windows in, these tiny windows. But then we've got these loft windows which let in loads of... Oh, wobbly wobbly. Which let in loads of light, and then I removed the gap between the kind of ceiling of these bedrooms into the roof space so that the light would come through, or, you know, that's how we're role playing it. Okay, what we need is doors. We've got the front door. Chose this front door because it's the one that looks a kind of nice balance between a person's front door and a shop front. You know, I want it to be like glass and everything, but if it was too glass, it was looking like a shop. And then also, it needs to be the same height as these windows, otherwise it'll annoy me. So, we need some doors that are inside the house. I suppose we want to keep this modern theme, but how modern do we want to go? This is pretty industrial slash kind of naval. That might be too much. These I go for quite a lot when I'm looking for something modern. What's the difference between plain and... that says it's a front door. Whereas this is wood. I suppose we're going to have to start putting some colour in this house, otherwise it'll be very cold indeed. Dark wood. I'm also aware it's getting a bit masculine. Which is fine, but we want to balance it out. And I think I'm going to use nature to balance it out a bit. So, like greens and plants, just to make it interesting but kind of neutral. Oh yeah, we need one for the bathroom. Do we have a yellow? We'll see. I'm going to leave it green for now. because I'm going to build a kitchen here. Right, so what I'm going to do... Ooh, how are we doing for money? Halfway. Okay, it's not too bad. Let me show you a thing. One sec. Okay, here it is. There's this sculpture that I really like, an outdoor sculpture called 90 Degrees. Fairly cheap, 65. And you can use it... Oh, hold shift to place and duplicate. I'm using it to look as if it's propping up the wall a bit. Should we see what it looks like in a different colour? How about that's grey? Then it's the same colour as the windows. I don't know whether, like, structurally it would actually have any, benefit, but it's of interest at least. Oh, that was not in the right place. Bam. Oh, that's harder than it looks to place. There it is. Then that one. Bang. Great. So if we go up now, it's just that extra bit of interest on the wall. Tell me what you think about it. Maybe you don't like it. Let me know. Okay. So now I'm just going to go through and decorate this living space. It's going to have a kitchen in the area to the right and the main kind of lounge area to the left. Okay, see you in a sec. Oh my god! I'm back for just a second to say, oh my gosh, look at these lights! Wow. Doesn't quite work in this one-story house. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at these! And that one? What's this? This is from the kids' room stuff. DIY paper lanterns. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Ah. Okay, as you were. Okay, so here it is. Here's the kitchen. I know it's quite expensive, but it's quite nice. If I need to lose some money, as in, like, to gain some money by losing some stuff, I might get rid of some of these lights. But I like these horizontal beams like stacked on each other, and it goes really well with the wall style. So it's pretty clean, pretty modern, but then the greenness gives it a kind of fresh idea. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, look at that. I think we need to change that now and then. Oh, now if I put that there, it's going to stick out the side. So, does it still do? Yes, 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 yes. Bam, bam. No sticking out the side? Magic. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So, there we have it. I'm just going to move on then and probably do the bathroom. Whew, okay, good blimey, that took me a while. Just changing my mind all the time. So this is what I came up with. Very lightly highlighted in light blue. Quite functional, really. Yeah, not exactly inspired, but I think anything else was a bit too weird. I really wanted some neon signs up here, but then I realised probably not the best thing to have hanging over a bath. Okay, so let's do the living room next. Let's go. Bang. Okay, here I am, and you can see that the bedrooms are a little bit sparse, to say the least. I thought I'd give them at least something. I'm imagining this for Ash. The theme is kind of driftwood, like a kind of tranquil beach. And then this one for Van, who tends to dress darker. I know it's a bit sparse, but I quite like how brutal it is. Van likes to wear leather and dark colours, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Except that if we go to this, it look lot value 23,335 simoleons means we need to lose 1,335, which is gonna be painful. Let's have a look at something. So this bookshelf is 300. I'm gonna mentally remember that. Yeah. Oh Good blimey. So they could, I think, go to... I mean, they could go to any lots in order to use things. But I'm pretty sure they could go to the library or something to use the desk block computer, or to find some other computer, which will probably be better anyway. So I'm gonna delete that. I'm sure they'll have a computer at some point, but I'm gonna delete it for now. Equally with this bookshelf gone. So now we need to lose about 300. How much is one of these? Yeah, I'm gonna lose one of these, since I'm not even convinced that they're going to use them. They look nice though. Okay. So, how about... Oh, this is so painful. There we go. So if I make 3 of these instead of 4, that brings me under. I think we're sorted then. Oh my gosh, have I forgotten anything? What does it look like at night? I think it looks quite nice. I know there's nothing going on in the old backyard, but that'll be something once they've got a bit more money. Also, on the roof, there might even be a second story at some point. I don't love the bin. How about get rid of the bin? Where is that? If we go here and outside, bin, and get one of these bins instead, it looks a bit nicer. I'm gonna do it this side. Okay. There we have it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please give me a like. It really does benefit me. And also subscribe so that you can see more content. My next step is that I'm going to start a Let's Play, I suppose, with Van and Ash. I think Ash is going to open up the cafe type thing, if she can, once we've got a bit of money behind us. And both of them, I suppose, are going to be looking for love. Ah, very excited. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.